What's up, YouTube? So, as you know, that I wanted to give, I wanted to have a separate video to do movie reviews and spoiler talk, and spoiler review, or spoiler talk, or spoilers, any spoiler, period. Um, as you can see, I'm wearing the same shirt or whatever, so this is a video that you're gonna see from the same day that it came, which was, what's today? Thursday. Only because, because I wanted to just get it out, get it off my chest, and just talk about it now rather than wait till like a few days and have to try to remember exactly, what was the best part for me. So why not just keep it fresh and just keep it going, right? So top nine, let's go. Let's go with everybody wants to talk about the three Spider-Man movies. Oh my god. I'm the type of guy who likes to. I wanted to see it for myself. I don't want nobody to spoil it for me because it's not fair. Because then it makes me not, because then they'd be like, "What's the reason of watching it anyway if you know they're gonna be there?" You know what I mean? So thank God I didn't spoil myself. And I didn't see nobody's videos, no nothing. I just came in like a blindfolded and just act like I don't know nothing. So when they came out, I was amped. Out of the three Spider-Man movies, I was amped the most. It was Tobey Maguire because I grew up loving Tobey Maguire. At first, my first Spider-Man movie was actually the very, very first one, which was in 2002, which was from Tobey Maguire. So I was more amped than Andrew Garfield, but nonetheless, I was amped for all those guys. It was, and then when the part where they go and they fight together, and they go and they try to cure. I think they have like this little green thing that cures the evil characters or supposedly evil, or these guys, the Electro, Green Goblin, Lizard, Doctor Octavius. No, Doctor Octavius, no, because they did something with the thing on the back of his neck where Peter, the young Peter, had fixed it up for him so he can get his mind controlled again. Have his own mind again. So that's what the whole process was. So, which was amazing because he actually helped. It shows that how Spider-Man, like, he truly, like, is like one of those things where, like, Spider-Man is like whether to do the right thing or to do what you have to do. It was like one of those situations where like Peter didn't really have a choice, and man, as soon as those three Spider-Mans were trying to cure the people and cure the sinners, I can't even talk, the as soon as they were talking about as soon as they were fighting these bad guys, man, the whole crowd was amped. The whole crowd was glued in. The whole crowd was screaming. I mean, it was amazing. There were a couple of times where I see people got emotional, like the time when when Aunt May passed away. But I knew it was coming because I sensed it and I could feel it. Like it's one of those things where you can feel like it was coming. Like I kind of saw it coming. Especially when they had it where like you can see in her eyes like she's not really there, but Peter Parker doesn't realize that until he has to understand himself that she's no longer with us, right? So, or no longer with him in this case. So a lot of people cried about that. A lot of people cried, and I understand that, and it was. Whew, I think that one to me is probably the most emotional one because everybody could relate. Because you're trying to do what's right and you have to sacrifice, and especially when you have powers. As Uncle Ben once said, "With great powers comes with great responsibility." So Peter Parker has so many responsibilities, and to me, that's probably the reason why he cannot have a relationship or he cannot have a family period, because he has this responsibility to save his city, the New York City himself. So I gotta say, man, this movie was amazing, man. I know I keep saying that, but it was so, so good, and, and then you understand why, you can see how people were, the Dr. Octavius, Electro, and such were confused, but I kind of knew and kind of had a sense that the Green Goblin, he was up to no good. Because mentally, if people remember, mentally he's not himself. The Green Goblin, he's not mentally himself. So that's why they had to have that cure so he can be himself. All those guys, Electro, Lizard, Sandman, they can all be themselves, and they can, so that way when they go back to where they belong, they're not trapped mentally because it's all about mentally here. So that's what Peter was trying to do, in case in my view. So, um, what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, and another emotional thing where at the very end. This, just so you know, this is all like there's nothing in order. So this is like pop in my head of things that I remember and things that I can recall back, and what I remember, what some of the parts I remember and shit. So just bear with me. But that very last scene where Peter finally did the right thing, which would do what he should have done earlier, which was do that spell where everybody forgets about him, and that was the right thing to do. And it was tough because he had that relationship with MJ, right? And not only that, but he also had his best friend. I mean, they were like brothers, and he didn't want to lose that. So, but he understood what he had to do. So it was a tough situation the way how he handled it, and I gotta give credit, man. It was tough. That's like one of those things where, like, if you were in his shoe, what would you do? What would you do if you were in his shoe? Would you go and save the world and try and save the city itself, and trying to save people's lives and not be selfish, or would you want your girlfriend and your friends to forget about you and you have to start all over again? It's like one of those decisions where you're like, ooh, I'm not too sure, I don't know, it's like one of those things where you just question yourself, where especially when Peter had to make those decisions. And man, when he wanted to kill the Green Goblin, I understood. I completely understood, because what he did, I wouldn't blame him. If they had him kill Green Goblin, I would have perfectly get it. But then, of course, then I don't think he wouldn't be able to, save the multi-universe. He wouldn't be able to do that. So, if he would have killed him, uh, you know, so yeah, those are things I remember. And then, of course, when Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, where he was reflecting when he goes and saves MJ, and into following like the flashback that he had when he was trying to save Gwen, but he couldn't, you know, in his reflection. That was another emotional part that people kind of tear up. And the one thing that almost got me was when all three Spider-Men were talking to each other about their past, and how each of them lost what they love, or who they love. Like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man lost Uncle Ben. Andrew Garfield, he lost um he lost Gwen, um and then Peter Parker, the young Peter Parker, lost Aunt May. So they were all kind of starting to relate each other, understand what how much time I got left. Alright, we're good. What what each of them were coming from. So that's how they were able to form. Man, that was an amazing movie. I'm just wrapping up, and I just like my head is spinning, and it's just wow, it's amazing. I don't know if I want to put this over Endgame, you know, in my opinion. It's not better than Endgame than Infinity War, but damn, it's really, really close. I would probably put it top three. Endgame, Infinity War, and maybe No Way Home. Maybe. You know. So, and of course we have the end credit scene of the Venom. When if people remember that Venom, he was in the Spider-Man 3, he was also one of the bad guys. Remember he was in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He was also the bad guy. Obviously, as a different actor, but the character himself, he technically was a bad guy. Technically, so that's why people confused. Like, why, why did he disappear? Well, I mean, because he's part of the universe. If you think about it, not the movie itself, Venom itself, but the Spider-Man trilogy. You know, the multiverse itself. So you gotta look at it like that. So that's how I looked at it. And it makes sense. But it also gives another teaser that there might be another Venom coming soon. I want to know what they're gonna do with that. But anyway, overall, like I said, still 6 out of 6 stars. 6 out of 6 stars for me. I think I'm gonna do with stars. Instead of fantastic and spectacular, why not to do stars? Like shooting stars and all this shit. So 6 out of 6 stars for me. 6 out of 6, 8 out of 6, or whatever. This shit was amazing. So, with that said, post your comments down below. Let me know what was your favorite part. What was your favorite part in the movie? Did any of them got you emotional? Did any of them got it? And I'm sure majority of them would probably say that the multiverse, when the 3 Spider-Man came, everybody was amped about that. So yeah, so let me know what you think, and like I said, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends and family, so I can go and continue doing more videos for you guys. So I love doing these reviews, so I can express my opinion. I can express myself just like you guys can express yourself through the comments down below, and we all can have a chit chat and just talk and whatever. So like I said, so post your comments down below, and yeah, let me know what's up. All right, talk to you guys later.